South by starts tomorrow. How are we feeling about being ready and in time? Are we good?
I'm as nervous as we should be.
I'm pretty happy. I think it's in a good spot. Still some stuff to add, but any bugs that we're fixing now and stuff like that is kind of like expected. It's all the kind of normal things you want to see when kind of like bringing a few different systems together for the first time. Well, I say for the first time, it's kind of tail end of that.
I am excited about it, but I'm also quite nervous. It's the first time we've publicly showed the platform at all, really. I mean, members of the public have been on it, on the various events in the past. I think we should be a little bit nervous about it. It's nervous excitement, though.
Now you phrase like that, I'm terrified.
I'm not meaning to terrify
No one's
you.
ever seen this before. Oh,
Well, they haven't. Think about it.
no, it is true. It's
Nobody's seen
crazy.
it before. Nobody's been in it before, and everybody's accountable because they usually have their full name above their head.
Yeah, that's the best way to stop, people.
Yeah, call
just,
them out.
Ah, yeah, look, it's this person. Yeah, no, I mean, if you look at like a lot of games, like emotes are kind of just they're in there for a reason. It's like a great way for people to kind of communicate because not everyone necessarily has a mic or they want to go into a call. I mean, there'll be people who just won't use it, but I think it's more for it's more for the people who like might want to use a photo mode and kind of get different pictures, things like that, or just I don't know, maybe are more familiar with games or something.
I think you're hard pressed to find people who aren't particularly familiar with games at the moment. I mean, even we've had sort of feedback from people who've been to the other events saying it's something that they're completely not into. They don't do it at home or anything like that, but they're able to pick it up fairly easily. I mean, the whole WASD and a mouse has been around since before any of us were born, Charlie. Not everybody is familiar with playing games, and so you've got to try and sort of anticipate what their reactions are going to be when they first load into the space. And it might, because we all come from a sort of gaming background, or we have at least, we at least all play games in some manner. What we may do when we first load into a space, which is, run around, get used to the controls, that sort of thing. People might not do that. We found that with the first event they did, that they, like, everybody just loaded into the space, didn't move, and tried to start a video call immediately. Which has led to the development of, only being able to video call in certain places, having to go to certain places and accept someone into that call. And I suppose that's been taken into consideration in the design of the mall. We didn't want chat zones all over the place because we wanted to drive people to certain spaces. Otherwise, you could go into one shop and see all the functionality that had to offer, and that'd be it. You'd never explore the mall.
If, you maybe have to make them walk a certain distance, like to get to the next type of interaction, at least that way, like you're kind of implanting the kind of just behavior, like the understanding of okay, this is forward, so that they get really comfortable with that, even though it's just like I guess you can't exactly speed run all the interactions.
Have we tried to do a speed run? Somebody do absolutely
it's great for
everything.
testing to have them all in one room, but otherwise it's not great level design.
We're talking about this in a sort of under the frame or the guise of gaming, but at the end of the day, they aren't really games. These spaces, they're not built for that purpose. Yes, they feature a load of games, etc., etc., and on the face of it, it is a game, but that's not its purpose, is it? Its purpose is to replace something that happens in the real world, usually, that we're not able to do anymore. And I think pushing people around the space in that way by putting the different interactions in various different areas sort of illustrate. That's the whole point of this, is to illustrate the purpose of the space.
I guess
what I'm trying to get across is that you want people to think about how all this functionality could be used for their purposes.
I guess you almost want people to use the space as they would use a kind of actual convention. So you want to almost, obviously it's not like made to look realistic in terms of art style, but you want to kind of get that kind of reaction from people that they'll move around it as they would kind of normally. I don't know.
I think
so that they have a sense of kind of comfort in it.
The last thing you want to do was for people to load in and it just be completely empty. So that's why we filled it with NPCs. I haven't actually seen the NPCs now. I'm sure Charles will put NPCs on screen, like shots of the NPCs on screen now while I'm talking about this. But what are they all doing? Are they all sitting down? Are they walking around?
At the moment they walk. They're walking around and branching around the space. So kind of they've got a whole kind of web of nodes they can walk, they can kind of go across. So we've got them kind of going up and down the escalators, kind of stopping. At the moment, they only stop at the pick and mix stand, but there'll be different kind of points of interest, so they can, you know, they can sit down and they can kind of be placed wherever really. Also kind of doing whatever interactions, so the idea as well to have a few of them on the arcade machines.
On the inoperative arcade machines.
Oh yeah. So like the driving ones, for example.
Oh, yeah.
They could like go up there and they can sit down for a while, play the game, and then jump off when they rage quit.